going on, guys? It's your boy Steve here with MINIBIKE Gang, and I am today going to be showing you guys how to put foot pegs on your Grippin bike right now. Today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be putting actual foot pegs on her right now. We're going to be mounting up kind of like a little dirt bike, a little pit bike style. And so without further ado, let's get on with the video. Alright, so first thing what we're going to be doing is taking the engine off. So we're going to be taking this cover off right here. All you gotta do is pop it out like that, and it comes out. Alright, so basically the first thing is what you're going to want to do is take the throttle cable off right here, because that is going to be connected to the engine obviously. And then to make things a little easier, what we'll end up doing is just taking the kill switch off as well, so that way no wires are going to be getting in the way. And then from there we're going to be going under the engine, unbolting it, all that good stuff. So without further ado, let's get started. Alright, just grab your Phillips, and all you gotta do is just loosen it. You don't have to, there we go. You don't have to take it off all the way because it just slides off just like that. And if you watch the last video, you'll see we actually got a suspension kit on. Link in the description for that video. All you gotta do is just loosen, and it'll come just right off like that. Alright, so we got a 10 on the bottom. There's a 12 nut on the top, you can see. Alright, cool. Now go back over and just get the nuts off the top, and it drops. Now when they come out, they're most likely going to have a washer on each one, so just keep it all together. And that's all it is. Just a nut and a bolt. and pretty smooth for the most part. What we're going to do is we're going to start taking the paint off of in this area right back here behind the engine plate, and then what we're going to do is we're going to start figuring out our mounting spots for the foot pegs. So let's get a move on that. Shut up. Alright guys, so next what we're going to do is we're going to drill out these holes a bit so that the little pivot pin right here can actually go through and we can actually install the foot pegs. So let's get started with drilling these holes out, and then next what we're going to do is we're going to cut these just close to that weld. That way we'll have like a perfect little bracket to mount on, and it won't be sticking out so far as well. So the bit you're going to be using is a 5/16 it looks like. Alright. Alright. Now that that is all good, next what we're going to end up doing is cutting it pretty damn close to the weld here. Probably somewhere where that little hole is. Alright, that's done. A bird just shit on my seat. All right, so now that we have our little brackets here basically all prepped and ready to go, we're going to tack weld them. Got my little welder there. We're going to tack weld them on. Remember, you got to put them on an angle so when the foot peg goes in it sits flat. So let's get on with that real quick. So before I did this little segment here, I marked lines from directly across from each other, making sure that they were even and I knew exactly where I was placing them. So make sure you mark your lines before you do it, or else it's going to be off probably by a good amount, just so you're aware. So this next clip is going to be the exact one you just saw, but with audio. So let's get to it. Alright, so to get the best angle, what I'm going to figure out is you put the foot peg on, you put it in there, and then you pretty much are just going to eyeball it up until I say that's pretty dead on right there, and then tack weld it and then take a look and see where you're at. Alright, cool. So that's pretty much where I'm going to want it. right, so now the tabs are all welded up. What I'm going to do, well, what I already did, I coated it with some primer to keep it from rusting. I'm not really worried about the paint because I'm going to eventually recoat this entire thing to a color I really want. So that's just going to stay on there for now. No big deal. Just trying to keep it from rusting. So once that is all coated up pretty damn well, what we're going to do, we're going to install the foot pegs and get a move on, I guess, with this whole thing. Because I am losing daylight. It is the middle of winter and it is not fun doing this outside in the cold with my bare hands and it being around 30 degrees. So let's get a move on with this. All right, so for doing this, I already got the 1 foot peg in. I'm going to show you how to do this one. So you got your foot peg, obviously, and then for the spring you got a fat end, and then you have a little end right over here on the right hand side. The fat end is basically going to go like this, if I can do it one-handed, just like that. And then in here goes just like that, and all you gotta do is push down, and then you just put your little wrist pin in there, and boom, that's it. Now it's in right there. All you gotta do is put your little pin in it. What's that? Oh, here it is. Little pin, put it in there, fold them out, and then you are pretty much set. All right, guys, and she is back together finally. Took a little bit. So got the engine all mounted, all nut and bolted. Foot pegs are good and go. And you got the chain over there. So I'm going to leave that guard off because to me it's not necessary to even have it on. Plus I'm going to be extending this backwards and having a swing arm and suspension in the rear, so we're going to do away with that. I'm going to straight chain this in that video. I'm going to hold off right now, and then yeah, everything's just all wired and zip tied up. So she is pretty sweet as she sits. Yeah, definitely happy with that. So literally all you need is a little bit of time, a angle grinder or something to cut with, and a welder and foot pegs. Then that's pretty much it. Well, yeah, hopefully this video has helped you figure out how to put these on and install them and do a custom mount in the rear or anywhere on the bike. And I hope this was as in-depth as it could have been. Yeah, guys, so that's pretty much the end of the video. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you guys stay tuned for the next one. The next one is probably gonna be, I don't know, it's probably gonna be a riding video using the foot pegs, most likely is what it's gonna be. And then within the next couple weeks, I'm going to start trying to definitely get the rear suspension kit all customized and everything all good to go. So yeah, definitely stay tuned for that. But until then, like always, like, comment, and subscribe. It'll really help me out. And yeah, so definitely subscribe and turn on that bell notification so you get notified every time I post a video. So thanks, guys. You have a good one.